here we have two big Lipo batteries. These come out of a Hexo Plus quadcopter, and this one is charged and this one is dead. So I'm going to show what's in this one by putting a meter on it. Completely dead. And the idea is that we're going to connect these two batteries together, and the charge is going to go, some of it's going to go into here, because with this dead battery we have our charger, which I'll show you in a minute, will not charge anything that's below a certain voltage. So by bringing the voltage up in this battery, hopefully we'll be able to charge it up and I'll have two good working batteries. So I'm going to put this plug in here to show that we have some power in this one. It's upside down, so 12 volts. And then I'll show the voltage in each cell. Okay, so that's showing the voltage in that battery. Now before I do anything, I'm just going to plug this charger in. And that's coming on. You'll see the lights coming on that. And then this is our dead battery, so I'm just going to plug this in here. I just have this Lipo bag. It's just safe in case anything goes wrong. So we're just going to plug this battery into the slot for this one. I get it, find it now. There it's in. And you see the lights are just flashing. Now that means it's not going to charge. If I plug the other one in, it might be just a little. So I'm plugging this one in, which has, as you see, it's fully charged. All the lights are on. Now when this is usually charging, I'll show you later if this works, but the lights will come up a little bit. It might be one light on or two lights on, and then it'll keep going until they're all full. So we're going to take that out there. The other thing I wanted to show, and that's why I have this one here. Now I haven't done this, but it's quite possible because this has the same voltage. It wouldn't have the same amp range as one of these. You could plug this in instead. But I'd rather do what I've done before. I've had one of these which was dead, and it is actually this one that I got with a quadcopter I bought, and it was dead, just the same as this, and I connected the two together just to try it out, and it worked. So this is what I'm trying to show to you, that I'm going to do the same with this. So we're just going to plug this one in and plug this one in. And like I said, if you had one of these Hexo batteries and you had only one battery and it was dead, you could use one of these because it has the same plug. So you could plug that in. So I'm just going to leave that for a while and come back to it and see what results we have. And we'll see what happens then. Okay, we're back with our two batteries. As you can see, it's a bit wet because I decided to leave it outside just in case something would go wrong, because I've seen some of these batteries go on fire. Not for me, but I've seen people say they can go on fire, so I'm no expert. And this is the battery that I've used to charge up the other battery, and you will see, if I turn it this way, that there's only 11.5 volts in it now. Okay, so that was the good battery. So now we're going to take the cable out and put it into the other battery to show you what's happened with us leaving this joint together for exactly an hour outside. So I turn it this way. Turn it that way, sorry. That way. So let's go back around again. It will show 11.3 volts. This is a battery that was dead. 0 volts in it. Now, I've no idea how good this battery will be, but we'll charge them up. I suggest that when you charge your battery up, that you test it out, especially as this comes from a Hexo drone, which is quite a heavy machine when it's flying in the air. So I would suggest that you leave it hovering for a while to see how long that battery will last, just in case there's something wrong inside the battery, because I have no way of knowing if there's something wrong with the battery from what I've done. I'm no expert, but this seems to work and should work with any battery. Even one of these batteries, if you have one of these batteries that's dead, you just need a connector that will connect those two connection plugs together so that they can be balance charged, all the cells. So a connection for a balance charge. It's just the only reason I have this one like this is because this is how this battery charges. It goes to my charger with one of these connectors, so it made it very easy for me to connect the two batteries together. I just tried it out with this one. This was a dead battery just like this, and this came back the exact same. I've no idea how much this battery is being used. Hexo drones don't seem to get used that much, so it's quite possible it was left switched on or just left lying around. So maybe the battery is good. So I've flown with this one, but as I say, like, the best thing to do with your battery is put it in, especially if it's a drone, fly it low, hover it for a while, see if the battery works okay. Of course, if you have a Lipo battery and it's going into a remote controlled car, that's okay, that's on the ground anyway, so all it's going to do is stop. But when these stop, they drop, and you don't want to be underneath this, because this drone weighs at least 2 kilos. You don't want that dropping down on top of your head or on top of someone else's head. So you need to test that out just to be sure. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to plug my charger in, and like I showed you earlier, that when I plugged the charger in, the lights were just flashing because it was a dead battery and nothing was happening. But when I plugged the good battery in, that there was so much power in it, and I was just working on building up the power. So I'm just going to get my plug now and plug this in. So we're just going to power up the charger. That comes on. See, that's the way it was flashing the last time when the battery was dead. So I can plug it in this one first, and then we're going to go into the battery that we've just got some power into. Once that goes in, let's see what happens. So as you can see, that flashing lights, like in the beginning, it's charging. It's very low down. You will see, if you look back to the video, you'll see the other battery was higher. So I'm just going to switch over to the other battery and show you that that should be similar now. If I remember at the beginning there was 3 lights. There should be 4. And if I pull this battery out and put this one in, let that sort itself out now. And you'll see this is a little higher. Because it has more voltage in it than this one. So we're going to leave these batteries charging now, and then I'll go and test them out. I've told you how to test them out to be safe. Make sure and be safe, especially if you're flying something with one of these Lipo batteries.